Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to be looking at the 16th Commitments of Traders report of this year. So let's start this review off as usual. We're going to start looking at changes in commercial positions. And as you can see from the markets we're analyzing in this review, Oats is the one that had the largest change in commercial positions. Of course, if we jump to the 1 year's chart, as usual, we're going to analyze it on this past 52 weeks. The change size is definitely greater than average, and of course it is a bearish COT change signal suggesting early next week we could see lower prices. Now you can see this jump in the price, which of course is most likely simply a change in the front contract. So jumping to the 5 years chart, we can see how extreme the market is currently. Now this value over here seems to be in between the two extremes, possibly a little bit closer to the bearish side. We have been moving away from this relative bullish extreme the past couple of weeks now, but I'd simply just suggest to move on to other markets and find better opportunities, because other than the change signal, nothing really important here from the COT report's perspective. And you know, you might be surprised that I'm saying that, but I believe that it is important for us to be very in harmony with these COT analysis and reports, because not always do we have such a great and significant extreme or anything else in the reports. Gold might be more interesting, because 28% change over there in traders' positions is considerably large. You can see on the chart here that it is amongst the largest changes. Commercials decreasing their net short positions, large speculators decreasing their net long positions. So and everything is coming at a good point in time. You can see there has been a decline this week in the market, and this change signal is suggesting there could be a bit of a rise coming next week. Jumping to the 5 years chart, we can analyze the extreme situation here, which, as you can see, since October of 2018 has been decreasing from this bullish extreme, which of course, as you may see, was a very healthy signal for the market. But of course, we're far away from very large bearish COT extreme levels, and actually the past couple of weeks we were more experiencing a bit of a rise towards the bullish side of the market. So it's mainly the COT change signal now that is giving us a hint of where the market could be headed. Overall, I'd say that the bullish extreme is still in place right now. We're going to jump the metals complex. That's for subscribers now, but I'll talk a little bit of coffee, where we have this 19% change in commercials positions. A bit larger than average, but nothing too unusual, of course, suggesting a rise in the market early next week. You can see on Friday we already experienced a bit of a rally. Jumping to the 5 years chart, you can see that we have been gradually moving towards bullish extremes, pretty far away from bearish extreme levels. The last major extreme was back over here in September of last year. It had a period where it was considered successful, but eventually the market turned back towards lower price levels. Moving on to large speculators COT Extreme. Wow, we have a lot of all-time extremes, and I suspect that there has been an all-time in cryptocurrencies as well, but we're not analyzing that in this review now. So let's start off with corn. Corn with all-time extreme and large speculators, of course. Commercials are at their extremes as well, and even small speculators, who, as you can see on the chart, correlate very significantly with commercials, which of course, by now, I guess if you're following these reviews, you know that sometimes small speculators are actually commercial participants who do not reach those reporting limits that CFTC puts out, and they fall into small speculators category. And it's easy to find that out when you simply compare the two charts together. So in this case, they are not following large speculators but commercials. So overall, we can state that there is a very decent bullish extreme in the market, which of course can increase to even greater levels. If you look at commercials, they're not at their all-time yet, but just very close to those. And of course, This example from 2015 is something you should look at, or the one previously was being out there for quite some time. So COT Extreme signals in grains tend to be successful, and that's something which is exciting to see right now happening in corn. Live cattle, we talked about that in the past couple of reviews. I'm just going to open the market and show you how things have been developing. So interestingly, although the market started to react to this signal, the extreme is still widening. Stress levels are still building up, which of course simply means that the bearish extreme is still there, suggesting there could be further declining happening in this market. And last but not least, we're going to open Russian Ruble, where we have all-time COT Extreme, not only in large speculators but also in commercials. Of course, the picture is very, very obvious. It suggests that there could be further declining happening in the Russian Ruble. Of course, we're talking about futures contracts, and it's measured in the US dollar. So that's what we're expecting to happen in the medium to long term. So that was all for this review. Of course, there's a lot more to see if you check out the service, and that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter holidays. Bye-bye.